Welcome to Mute Safe Zone with me, Mute here. And on this video, I will share my Digimon World 2 data for DNA Digivolution. Special only for virus type family on this part. So, let us load one save file. Yeah, I got plenty of data about the DNA Digivolution of Digimon World 2 of this game. Mostly because, well, I was grinding for 500 to 600 hours, I think. I think that's not really a huge exaggeration for me to say that. Oh dang, this is this. So yeah, after grinding the game for that long hours, I realized you don't really need to know the Digivolution line of every Digimon's on this game. You also doesn't really need to bother much about keeping one Digivolution line intact. You could just keep catching the Digimon with the skill you like and then combine it with your Digimon in order to create a stronger Digimon. But if somehow you want to have a certain Digimon that maybe you like the shape, maybe you like the skill, maybe you just want them, you might want to know what is the Digivolution that's going to lead there, right? What is the requirements to have that Digimon before it comes out on the domain, before it's available on the field to be able to be catched? Mostly it's Mega Digimon that you might want to have, but the game do not provide it for you yet, because I believe Mega is only available later after you defeat Chaos. Not Chaos. What is it called again? Who is the bad guy on this game again? Jeez, it's been a long time. Crimson, Neo Crimson. I think so. I think after defeating Neo Crimson, or maybe on the stage on Neo Crimson, you will found a few of Megas, but not all kind of Megas available in the game. So if you want to get Mega faster, you want to grow the Digimon yourself, and you might want to know which Digimon you want to capture in order to get that certain Digimon. So I hope this data will help, and as I said before, it doesn't really need to be like that. You don't really need to know the Digivolution line that much for this game, and you don't really need to stress too much about which Digimon you really need to capture in order to make your Digimon stronger. But data is data, it could be useful, so yeah. Well, I'm just going to assume that you already know this game, right? I don't think this is going to be a tutorial. This is just a video to share my data. It's quite a huge data for me, and it feels like such a shame to be thrown away just like that, because I already finished the game, so I want to share it. But apparently trying to prepare the data, it's a lot of time. So yeah, I only going to assume that you know what Digivolve is going to do. It's a Digivolution, right? It's going to bring your Digimon stronger and bring them into a further evolution level from rookie to champion, champion to ultimate, and ultimate to mega. And then this is the Digivolution, where we use two Digimon, combine two Digimon in order to make one stronger Digimon. And the game kind of forces you to do so, because at some point in the game you will find a situation like this, where your next level is infinite nines, and you will get confused how to get stronger, right? And the Digivolution is the answer. But the problem I found on my past playthrough was because I want to get all type of Digimon. I want to raise them and all. The problem I found is that Digimon that I DNA Digivolution, that I do DNA Digivolution process, change their Digivolution line, change their shape, change their family, change their Digivolution line. That's not very confusing. Geez. So yeah, because of my 500 to 600 hours of grinding, I got pretty much a lot of data to show you what kind of Digimon you want to have to combine with a certain Digimon, let's say DemiDevimon, how to maintain DemiDevimon Digivolution line and all things like that. Because I found a few forum that well, it's like 10 years old forum or something like that, but yeah, people somewhat get confused how to get Omnimon and all, because these specials the special Digimon with 20 Digivolution point, some of them might be a little bit confusing, right, to get, especially Omnimon, because you cannot get Agumon on the wild. A rookie Agumon is not available on the wild, but Greymon is available, and so there's like so many rumors of how to get Omnimon and such, and most of them are not true. You cannot get Omnimon by combining War Greymon and Mortal Greymon on this game. That's just not how it goes. And every time you do the Digivolution, the Digivolution point will add just by one, no matter how many Digivolution point the two Digimon has. Let's say this one, right, with 8 Digivolution point, and then we combine it with this 7 Digivolution point, we will get 9. We will not get 15. So whatever it is, when the Digivolution process happening, the game only going to take the highest point, the highest Digivolution point, and add by 1, and add it by 1. So yeah, there you go. So it's a long process. Well, if you only play the game only to complete it, to beat it, I don't think you really need to try to get Diaboromon from Virus family, the 20 Digivolution point Digimon from each family. You don't really need to get them, but if you are really kinda hardcore about Digimon and you want to get them, well, it's a long process, I'd say then. Also, you could spam the Digivolution, of course, but okay, so yeah, this is how it's going to go. Let's use DemiDevimon as an example. How I will present this data. I hope it's not very confusing. So this is DemiDevimon, and this is going to be his Digivolution line, where on 0 to 2 Digivolution point, it's always going to become Ice Devimon, while it has 3 plus Digivolution point, it will become Devimon. But either Ice Devimon and Devimon, both of them will always become Myotismon, and Myotismon will always become Phenom Myotismon. Again, to know this is only useful if you really want to grow the Digimon yourself. If you're satisfied enough to just capture Digimons on the wild or on the domain because you like the skill and you want to have the skill, I don't find any problem on that. And these are going to be the skills for each Digimon on that Digivolution line. So for the techniques, most of techniques are not really useful for players in this game, weirdly enough. Most of them are really for the CPU's advantage. Things like lower MP and also giving you the elemental attributes doesn't really help that much. Mostly because enemy doesn't really need to use MP. They could still use skill even with 0 MP. Yeah. Sadly enough, I lost the footage about the Phenom Infusion moveset, so here it is, another Grizzly Wing from this guy. So. And this is the DNA Digivolution data. This means to maintain DemiDevimon Digivolution line, you will need anything from Gazimon Digivolution line and Syakomon, sorry, Betamon. And what are the Digimons from Gazimon, Syakomon, and Betamon Digivolution line? Well, you need to see the videos. And take a note by yourself. But this is just to simplify things. But yeah, if you're really into DemiDevimon, just like me in the past, you want to stay as DemiDevimon because he's the mascot of Black Sword Tamer Guard, and you want to keep being him. This is the Digimons. This is the family, the Digimon's family that you need to capture in order to maintain DemiDevimon Digivolution line. And here, here is a little bit complicated. This is where you, this is where the data about you being DemiDevimon, but you want to become another Digimon from Virus family. So let's say you are a DemiDevimon, you have a DemiDevimon, it has already become Ice Devimon, or maybe becoming Devimon, or maybe becoming Meotismon, or Phenomeatismon, and you want to go to become a Digimon from SnowGoburimon Digivolution line. All you need is Digimon from Hagurumon Digivolution line, or Candlemon Digivolution line. Yep. I hope that's not very confusing, right? Just in case, I don't know, who knows, right? You might want to do that. This is the data for it. So if you want to become Kunemon, all you need to do is capture some Kuagamon or Flymon or something like that. And then again, this data is 100% accurate only to bring the Digimon back to rookies. When it becomes champion, which means you're doing the DNA Digivolution process, but it's ultimate and ultimate, so the result is going to become champion instead of rookie. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but most of the time it will, the result was still true to this data. But then again, each rookie could become like 2 or maybe 3 different champions, so it's kind of hard to determine where they're going to end up with what champion, but most of the time they will stay on that Digivolution line. So let's say I'm Meotismon and I combine it with Digimon from, let's say, from Otamamon Digivolution line, Shogun Gekomon. I might going to get Gekomon or Octomon, because this guy could become either of that too. I don't have that kind of data, so this is the one that I have, the one that brings you back to as rookie. So if you bring it there, if you bring them back as rookie, this data is going to be 100% accurate. But yeah, some people will somewhat concerned that if they doing the DNA Digivolution process every time, and the result bringing them back as a rookie, it's going to make the stat growth worse than bringing them back as champion or ultimates. But as far as I can see, it's not really much of a difference. It's only like 1 to 4 points different in speed status, whereas the attack and defense will always raising than the parents Digimon. So I don't see no problem, but then again, you don't really need to do that. So after this, it's going to be a data for this Digivolution line to go into vaccine Digivolution line. So in order to become Betamon from DemiDevimon, all you need is any kind of Digimon from Femon Digivolution line or Betamon Digivolution line. So do with if you want DemiDevimon to become Toy Agumon, you will need some Digimon from Agumon or SnowGoburimon or Tapirmon Digivolution line. And yeah, this could be useful. This could be useful if you plan in something, especially for building those Digimon with 20 Digivolution point, but you don't want to spam the Digivolution, the DNA Digivolution, because you could just become a champion and then do that process with another champion, go back as a rookie, and do it again once you reach the champion just to stack the Digivolution point, right? But if you want to get all of the Digivolution while racking the Digivolution point, you can use this data, or for any other kind of reason, of course. But yeah, I forget about this. I should mention it before this, but I assume if you're looking at this data, you're already playing the game, or maybe you played it in the past or something like that, right? But there's a rule about the DNA evolution revolving the 3 families of Digimons: the virus, vaccine, and data. So virus and vaccine is always going to be resulted in vaccine. So vaccine is always win against virus, virus always win against data, data always win against vaccines. That's why I don't have any data for DemiDevimon to be able to become a data type Digimon, because that won't be available, because virus combined with vaccine, it's always going to be a vaccine type family, and when it get combined with data type Digimon, it's always going to become virus. So yeah, so this one now is Betamon, and pretty much it's going to be like that. So first Digivolution line, and then the data for what kind of Digimon you will need to maintain this Digivolution line, and then what Digimon you will need in order to bring this Digimon into another Digimon, but still on the virus type Digimon. And the next one and the last one will be what Digimon you will need in order to bring this Digimon onto vaccine type family. So this is Betamon. Electric shock, just a normal damage, nothing special. Fire blast is good because it's multi-target attack, but the damage is not really that great. The MP usage is 20, pretty huge for champion. The Gizamon technique is a little bit useless, because it's only add Dark Elemental to the attack, and those kind of technique usually just gone after one turn. This is also kind of useless. Motivation down only works when enemy use it toward us. Now this is somewhat special, because this technique allows you to do the first attack in every turns. I believe so. Fire Blast 2 is somewhat of a disappointment. It doesn't have any multi-targeted attributes anymore, and it doesn't really hit that huge. And this is This is the Digimon you need for Betamon to stay as Betamon, because this guy is pretty hard to be maintained, because there are only two type of Digimons that will keep this Digivolution line. And this is the data to bring Betamon to another Digimon from virus type family. A lot, I know, but it's a data. Jeez, too serious. And this is for Betamon to become vaccine type. And next, it's going to be Gizamon. So Gizamon, most of the time, will become Cyclonemon. And Cyclonemon, most of the time, will always become Megadramon. After it got 3 to 5 Digivolution point, it will become Deltamon, and after 6, it will become DemiDevimon. This Digivolution line doesn't have any Mega, just like Betamon before. But most of the Digimon that come in from this Digivolution line, I found that their attack is somewhat useful. Yeah, Hyper Hit only costs 10 MP, but it's pretty strong champion technique. This one is weak though. Fire Blast deals more damage than this one. Yeah, some footage, I just lost some footage. I don't know, I might accidentally delete like one single folder or something. Dark Side attack will annul HP recovery, but only HP recovery to 150 HP point. Above it, it will not get affected by that attack. Crimson attack is one of the strongest champion level attack. It's kind of costly though, 18 MP I believe. And this one will seal the status. It cannot recover status. I haven't tried though, how effective it could be. And this is the data. If you want to keep this Digivolution line, you need Otamamon, Hagurumon, and Shakomon from Virus, or you could use Candlemon or Crabmon Digivolution line. And this is the data if you want to bring Gizamon into another Virus type Digivolution line. And this is how to bring him over to Vaccine family. And it's Syakomon time! Syakomon can become Betamon and Soulmon, but both of them will become Phantomon. Phantomon will always become Betamon or Pierrotmon. Yeah, this one is weird, right? Friendly fire, it attacks your friend, but it could recover, confuse, and paralyze. So yeah, this is somewhat good. It could deal confuse, but then again, confuse somewhat useful, somewhat not. This, on the other hand, is very useful, at least for me, the one that grinds a lot. This is one of the best ultimate technique in my opinion, because if you somehow KO'd an enemy with this technique, it will get an extra attack with a free MP, so you don't use any MP for the next attack. This is the example where somehow I got lucky enough to defeat all enemy using this technique. It only costs 20 MP. It could attack until 3 times if you keep KOing the enemies. And the second and the third attack will be free, but it doesn't mean that the extra attack cannot miss. They could miss. And sorry about the volume on Solomon there, but it blasts my ears so much, so I hope I remember to fix it when editing. But yeah, this is kind of disappointing. It's a mega technique, but it's just a normal attack. And these are the Digimons you need in order to keep this Digivolution line. You need Gizamon, you need Betamon and Syakomon for maintaining this guy. And this is the data to bring Shakomon to another Digimon from Virus type family, and it starts raining outside. Although it's still hot. And this is the data to bring Shakomon into vaccine Digivolution line. Next it will be Gazimon. Yeah, the one before this is Gizamon. This is Gazimon. Gazimon is pretty straightforward, only a single line, so Digivolution point doesn't mean anything, doesn't mean much for this guy. It also has Pyramon as the last form, as the mega form, so party time could be stronger if somehow the enemy already got poison. Yeah, that's how poison works on this game. It doesn't deplete it HP each turn. It just raises the damage it receives. An MP destroyer sounds good, but it doesn't really look good for me. It sucks the MP that enemy about to use as their attack, but I found Necromagic is more efficient, that's all. And this is going to be the data for maintaining Gazimon Digivolution line. And this is how you bring Gazimon onto another virus type Digimons. And this is how you bring him onto vaccine type family. And next it will be these two, Goburimon and SnowGoburimon. So Goburimon is always become Otamamon. Otamamon will always become Betamon. SnowGoburimon on the other hand will always become Hagurumon, the ice version of Otamamon, and it will always become Warumonzaimon, and they all will become Metalettimon. Yeah, weird, right? Goburimon looks aggressive, but he got a shield as his technique. But oh, this one is interesting. So if Pummel Whack comes out as a counter attack, you don't need to use any MP. It costs 20 MP otherwise. It's just interesting to have. You know, it could help you in a pinch, I guess. Concert Crush. I forget what attribute it has. Motivation down. It's useless for us. Yeah, motivation down is supposedly sealed one or more techniques. But sadly enough, it doesn't work against enemies. Yeah, boo-hoo. This is also kind of useless. I never use this skill. The premise is pretty okay, but never really use it. So if enemies somehow keep raising their strength or something like that, you could reset it by using that technique. This, on the other hand, it will lower down attack and defense for data type Digimon. So you need to be careful. You need to make sure you don't bring any data with you. But the good thing about it that could stack. That could be stacked. This one also kind of interesting. This technique will cancel counter attack. So my Memon over here his attack is usually counter-attack, right? By using that technique, the counter-attack will not come out. In other hands, Mamemon will lose his turn. But too bad that skill doesn't deal any damage. And these are the Digimons you need in order to maintain Goburimon Digivolution line. There's going to be another page for SnowGoburimon. Don't ask me why, I forgot the reason why I put them both here. So for Goburimon, there's like a lot, right? You could use Betamon, you could use Gizamon, you could use SnowGoburimon, you could use Mushroomon, you could use Gabumon, Gotsumon, Palmon, and Alekmon. For SnowGoburimon, all you need is some Digimon from Hagurumon Digivolution line, or Otamamon, or Shakomon, or Candlemon, or Crabmon. This is why these two shared the same line, the same route if they want to become another virus type family. And this is how they will become vaccine type family. It's Otamamon time! This is the Confusion family! It will become Gekomon and Shogun Gekomon. And this is where it's going to become weird. It could become Octomon, Dragomon, and both of them could become Pukumon. This is where my data... This is why I said before that my data only 100% accurate if you try to bring it back to Rookie. Because of this, because this is a good example. Otamamon and Shakomon both shared Octomon as their champion at some point. So do Dragomon, so do Pukumon. So that's where it got weird. If somehow you combine Ultimate and Ultimate, the result will become champion. It could become champion from this line, or it could become champion from Shakomon line. That's why it's kind of recommended if you really want to raise Otamamon to be stayed on its Digivolution line, it's better to go back as Rookie. Especially after having 3 or more Digivolution points. This skill will confuse enemy, although the name is Stun Bubble. This is another confuse attack. But then again, confuse could be just gone in the same turn because enemy cheating a lot on this game. This is weird. This attack could attack enemy, but also sometimes it could heal the enemies. I don't really like that much. Only throwing his kidney stone. It's not an inked. This is also somewhat disappointing. I thought it's going to be a little bit more powerful, but it's just a normal attack. This is very expensive, right? 80 MP attack all enemies, but the damage is good. This is the damage even without any defense down or dual sister claw. So it's a very good damage. It's just very costly though. So this is the Digimons you need in order to maintain Otamamon Digivolution line. This is if you want to bring him into another virus type Digivolution line. So you will need Floramon, in order to become Dokunemon. This is how you change him into Vaccine Digivolution line. Now it's Shakomon. And we will see that it will share the same Otamamon. And Otamamon always going to become Dragomon. After 3+, it will become Gesso, and Gesso will become DemiDevimon or Warusidramon or something like that. But everyone will become Pokemon. Yeah, I don't really understand about this technique. I think you will lose your defense point when you attack using this technique. I don't know. Kinda confusing. The description of every skill in this game is sometimes just quite misleading, if not confusing. Yeah, this is the same footage. This is just the same footage. Ah, jeez. Okay, so Gazimon. The technique will slow down the enemy. I don't find it very useful. It could be useful, right? But I don't find it very useful because we go in turns here. Everyone will attack in one turn, right? And this is just the same attack, but it targets all enemies this time. Well, this is somewhat useless. Adding element or status element for an attack is not really reliable. We could just lose that poison on that same turn right away. That's why it sucks. Because when that happens, that means you miss an attack, a possible attack. And this is how you maintain Shakomon Digivolution line. It only consists of virus and data Digimons, because once you combine virus and vaccine, it will become vaccine instead. And this is how you bring it into another virus type family. It only 4 available this time. And this is how it become vaccine type family or line or whatever you want to call it. Alright, it's Hagurumon time! The Gearman! That always somehow become a field for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, that is the Digivolution line there. Pretty busy, this guy. If you really want to raise his Digivolution line, you're going to become very busy. Quite busy. Is it available until +9 to only become an ultimate? There is no mega on this one. That's why I kind of somewhat recommending, because that's what I did in my playthrough before. After I got Betamon with 9 Digivolution point, I bring this guy onto Agumon Digivolution line and becoming Skullgreymon and then becoming Mushroomon. It just feels natural, right? For a Hagurumon, a Gear-looking Digimon, becoming a Mushroomon as a Mega. I don't know why that the game doesn't just give Mushroomon as Hagurumon Mega, but oh, this technique is somewhat useful if it works. Yeah, you want to put this confusion onto someone. Yeah, just lost it like right away, right? That sucks, but when it works, it works. Yeah, you want to put it into a Digimon that has multi-target attack. so you could confuse all enemies if it works. But when it doesn't work, feels kinda sucks. Well, we know this one, right? As a counter attack, it will confuse enemy. But then again, confuse and status element CPU somewhat cheating sometimes. This is not really that strong for an ultimate attack, but okay. This one is a pretty weak champion attack. I don't know how you protect with that kind of grenade, but what is this now? Oh, this one! This is the strongest field type attack, and I like this. It only costs 18 MP, quite cheap for ultimate technique, but it's pretty strong. Not this one. This one is just a normal multi-target attack. Yeah, the damage is just normal. It doesn't pass through 100, it's just normal. Of course, it depends to the stat also, but Alright, so you will need Kunemon, the Kunemon, Mushroomon, Palmon, or Candlemon to maintain Hagurumon Digivolution line. And this is the Digimon from Virus family that it could go to. And this is Virus, this is Vaccine family that it could become to if you combine a certain Digimon onto it. And now it's Mushroomon, the poisonous type. It could become Digimon, Red Digimon, and the best one, Woodmon. And everyone will become Cherrymon. Cherrymon always going to become Puppetmon. Mushroomon technique is a little bit weird. He make itself poisonous, so when the enemy attack it, they will get poisoned. Interesting, right? But I better attack than doing that. I think the idea behind it is you poison an enemy because enemy attack you, and then on the next turn you will be able to use party time with greater damage because the enemy got poisoned. And this is just somewhat similar to what Gizamon has before. Adding poison to the attack. I kind of like this one because as far as I observe, the damage is the value that you absorb. So you could heal yourself using this technique, and once you grow stronger and stronger, the damage will be raising, right? And so do your HP going to be recover more. This is just a normal multi-target attack. As an ultimate attack, it's not really that strong. I like this guy design, but unfortunately the explosive hammer attack is not very explosive damage. Okay, that damage is because the defense down beforehand. 196. That is so great. Okay, so this is the list of Digimons you need to maintain Mushroomon Digivolution line. There are 6 of them. 3 from Virus, 3 from Data. And this is how you jump into another Digivolution line, but still on Virus family. And this is only 3 vaccine available for Mushroomon to go to. And this is the last one, I believe, Kunemon and Dokunemon. Yeah, I think they shared a similar data. That's why I put them both on the same place here. So one will become Kuwagamon, one will become Flymon, but both of them will always become Okuamon. And it will become Grand Kuwagamon until 20 Digivolution point, and it will become Diaboromon. Kunemon technique is just a normal attack. This one is good, right? This one is good until you got Duo Cloud. It lowered down enemy defense, and somewhat I believe it could be stacked a little bit. And this is also kind of useful. Invincibility is kind of useful to make the weak rookie survive the fight and able to level up, get stronger. Poison attack, pretty good, I'd say, pretty good. Especially looking at how poison works on this game. This is the best ultimate attack so far. It will lower down enemy defense. It targets all enemies. It could be stacked as well. The effect of defense down could be stacked. This is a huge disappointment, right? You hope something great from Okuamon level up, right? But it's only a single attack. And it's not really even a very strong one. These, on the other hand, are very expensive. 80 MP, attacking all enemies. The attack value, just alright. Just alright. Pretty low, right? Sucks. Sucks because we built time so much. We waste time so much in order to be able to become the Diaboromon, and that's what we get, right? That's all we get. The attack, a normal attack that able to attack all enemies. That's all. Well, the design of the Diaboromon is cool though. So yeah, there's a lot of Digimon that you could use in order to maintain Kunemon Digivolution line. I pretty believe this is Kunemon data more than Dokunemon data. I'm so sorry, I must have lost the Dokunemon data. It's easier to become Kunemon than Dokunemon, but you can capture him in the wild. So yeah, almost all of the Digimons can be used in order to maintain Kunemon Digivolution line. It also goes the same for Tentomon on Vaccine family. I think, yeah, that's kind of weird, right? So Digimon is so easy in becoming insect-type Digimon, apparently. Weird data. And there are only 2 Digimons to become, to go over other virus-type Digivolution line. You can only become Hagurumon or Shakomon from Dokunemon or Kunemon. And there are also only 2 vaccines available for them. And that's that. That's all the data for virus-type family. And as I said before, you don't really need to have this data if you only want to finish the game. Because no matter which Digimon you capture on the wild and you combine with the DNA Digivolution process, you will get a strong Digimon in the end. But this data just now would be somewhat useful if somehow you want to jump from one Digivolution line to another. Maybe because, let's say you want to have 3 main Digimon. All of those 3 you want them to have recovery technique. And recovery most of the time is only available for vaccine type family, but you might want to have 3 type of family of Digimon's family on your team. 1 virus, 1 data, and 1 vaccine, and that data can help because now you know how to go back to DemiDevimon Digivolution line, or maybe to any other virus type Digivolution line after becoming a certain vaccine. Of course, that data is not available here. This is only data for virus type family. You need to wait until the vaccine part comes out because I still need a lot of time to add that one. I know it's not really that fancy of screen transition animation or anything like that, but yeah, that's just my limitation of my skill and my program that available to me. But yeah, most of it is just like that, and I'm going to also share the data and vaccine type data for the Digivolution on maybe not on next week. You know, I need a lot of time to doing that, but when it's ready, it's going to come out. I hope it could help to play this game and make the playthrough more enjoyable than just having a random Digimon to be ended up with, because that's what I felt in the past when playing this game, like the first or maybe the second time. I feel like it's so random. I want to stay to become DemiDevimon, but I just keep becoming another Digimon, because I don't really mind to get all of the data before, but now I have it and I share it. I hope it's useful. So that is it from me for this the Digivolution data of Digimon World 2 for virus type only. But yeah, I'm Mute. Let's meet up again on the next video, and as usual, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.